This is the MSI GS65. G for discrete gaming graphics. S for thin, light, and stealthy. 6 for 15.6 inches, the screen size, and 5 because this is the brand new 5th generation chassis design, which, wait, hold on a second. The last model I saw was a GS63, so did they just skip Gen 4 solely because 4 is considered unlucky in some parts of Asia? Or is it just that much better? Honestly, this could go either way, because in my hands right now is the most important letter, thank you, H. This is the first laptop we've seen with a 6-core Intel Core i7 H-series mobile gaming CPU. Oh crap, I meant to take the letter off. And this video is brought to you by the LTT store. Check out our Designed by Humans merch store at the link in the video description. We've got shirts, mugs, stickers, hats, and more. The first thing that stands out about the GS65 is how much more premium it looks than its predecessor. The industrial design has been simplified, the grain finish has been replaced with a cleaner blasted finish, and the red pinstriping has been swapped out for a more mature gold. But the chassis redesign is more than cosmetic. Even though its screen is larger than high-performance compact competitors like the Razer Blade and MacBook Pro, it has a surprisingly similar footprint. So how did they pull this off? Well, first, they dramatically shrunk the bezels. The sides are a mere 4 millimeters now, with the top bezel only about half the size, and the webcam, while it's the same very unexceptional 720p affair from over a year ago, to its credit, it's still positioned above the screen in its optimal location so it doesn't look up your nose, and it's also got this nifty-difty little hardware button down here that if you press, actually disables it outright on a hardware level. So all of this adds up to a screen-to-body ratio of 82%. A stat made only a little bit less impressive by the obvious way that they padded it by enlarging this gap back here that you won't be able to unsee. The next thing they did was to remove the number pad, which is sure to enrage some while simultaneously bringing jubilation to those who hate having their hands off center while they're trying to type. Numpad or no though, the new SteelSeries keyboard is definitely an improvement. The switches are less mushy, the keycaps are a lot wider, and the legend is now transparent to let the now individually controllable RGB backlights shine through. And another shining point for the GS is its I/O. The ports themselves haven't actually changed that much from last gen, but every USB port runs at 10 gigabit spec now, and with HDMI 2.0, Thunderbolt 3, and mini DisplayPort, you can plug in up to 3 4K 60Hz external displays at once, and I mean pretty much whatever else you could want. Even the carryability is better than last time. The notebook itself does weigh about the same, but the power brick, which you do have to take with you, so it matters, is definitely smaller and lighter. The display itself is a 15.6-inch 1080p IPS panel that's calibrated out of the box with 95% coverage of the sRGB color gamut, so nothing really stands out here, but it managed surprisingly decent delta E values, meaning that colors are true to life, and you could definitely use this machine for some casual photo editing or graphic design, which is great, but what really matters for the capital G gamers out there is its 144 Hz refresh rate. The gaming experience on the GS65 is, simply put, awesome. It's compact, but this thing is armed to the teeth for the latest titles, thanks to its GTX 1070 Max-Q and 8th gen Core i7 8750H processor, the first one of Intel's shiny new premium mobile CPUs that we've seen in the wild, clocked between 2.2 and 4.1 gigahertz boost. And it's only set to get better. a little bird told me that unofficial G-Sync support might turn up later. The hardware's in there, it's just a matter of whether or not it gets the certification. And even in professional workstation tasks like rendering, the GS65 performed as well as much bigger, not to mention pricier laptops from last gen. But many a high-performance notebook around here has been brought to its knees by our usability tests. The GS65's battery life, well, that's pretty okay for a gaming notebook, though considering its hybrid graphics, I might have asked for more here. And while its 3-fan, 4-heat pipe cooling design does look set to handle gaming loads pretty much effortlessly, under extreme CPU loads, like what you might see rendering out a video, we saw significant thermal throttling with our CPU cores reaching as high as 90 degrees after 30 minutes. So other than that though, sounds pretty good. Time to buy, right? Well, maybe, but with competing Coffee Lake H-series machines, like the Dell XPS 9570 and Gigabyte Aero 15X due for launch any moment now, you might want to hold off at least a couple weeks to see if those ones are a little bit less fingerprint prone and flexible. Like, I do get that MSI needed to keep the weight down, but a little more reinforcement, like maybe behind the power button here, probably wouldn't have been a backbreaker. With all of that said, there's no denying that the GS65 is an all-around solid performer that hits the sweet spot between performance and size. I mean, it really wasn't that long ago that normal, non-G laptops used to be this size. Plus, it's got insane I/O and all of that at a price point that is barely above what last gen is selling for. So, you know what? High for MSI, I mean 5. MSI, good job. Speaking of good job, you know who does a good job? Ting, for sponsoring this episode of Linus Tech Tips. Ting is the mobile carrier that's focused on customer service and customer satisfaction first. When you call Ting, you do not speak to a robot, you get put through directly to a person, and you don't pay extra for the privilege. You pay for only what you use, with the average Ting bill coming in at just $23 a month per device. And if you're stuck in a contract and switch to Ting, they'll cover 25% of your cancellation fee, up to $75. They've even got lowered mobile data rates, with data just $10 a gig beyond the second gig, and every single Ting customer will be able to reap the benefits of that change. So head over to linus.ting.com and try out their savings calculator. It'll tell you how much you'll save on Ting. Then, when you sign up at our link, which we're gonna have in the video description, you'll also get $25 in service credit or towards a new device. So thanks for watching, guys. If this video sucked, you know what to do. But if it was awesome, get subscribed, hit that like button, or check out the link to where to buy the stuff we featured in the video description. Also linked in the description is our merch store, which has cool shirts like this one, and our community forum, which you should totally join. Ay. Oh my God. Damn. Come on. Yes! Last one.